What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the NDA Podcast. Today, we have Riolu with us. What's going on, Riolu?
Yo, what's up, people? I'm finally on the podcast.
Yes, sir. It's been a while since we had a guest on, so it is good to have Master Riolu with us. Wex could not join us today, but we move on.
Because Wex said he hates Riolu like with a burning passion. It's definitely not because he's working and he has no time to actually show up. I just think he just hates.
I'm like 5-0 against Wex, so I understand.
Oh shoot!
Oh, we got some spice already.
Boom. So, what are we talking about today, Justin? What's on the schedule?
So today we're just going to be going over week 4, everything that happened there. We're going to talk to Riolu, give him some questions that we have prepared for him, get his insight on the week 4 games as well that he's seen. And then we're also going to do a quick week 5 predictions. Right now we're recording this after the Quartz and Denver Numels game. So
we'll skip that one.
Well, we won't talk about that one as we already know the ending to that. Which, by the way, great game, you guys. I enjoyed watching that, and I did not enjoy the terrible RNG that Quartz got that one turn. I think he knows what I'm talking about. But we're gonna do a quick predictions for the week 5, and then we're gonna proceed with the outro. So that is what's on the itinerary for today.
Well, that's good. I love that word. It's a nice
itinerary?
word. Yeah.
I think we should start with some of the questions that we have prepared for Riolu. I do think that if I did hear this correctly, Riolu, you have a notepad full of things, apparently. Is that true?
Yeah, I have a notepad full of notes for the show today.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, we're never that prepared.
He's showing us up on our own podcast, bro. That's absolutely crazy.
That's actually wild. We just kind of show up and we say, "You ready?"
Wex is editing this, so after that smack talk you just gave, he might flame you. He might be flaming you right now as we're unprepared, so it'll make up for it.
He just keeps Riolu muted the entire time. Riolu goes on a 3-minute tangent. It's 3 minutes of silence, and it's just in the background. Wex is
it'd be he's gonna put the peanut noise and womp 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 when I'm talking.
Womp 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 womp.
All right. Well, let's get into the first question. I feel like you've probably said this before, but I am curious to rehash it. First of all, let's start with how'd you get interested in the draft league, and then we can transition into how you found the NDA and joined.
Draft leagues in general? Honestly, I think I just typed in Reddit Pokemon draft leagues. I saw some UC videos on it. I was like, oh, this seems kind of fun, because I was kind of falling off of just competitive Pokemon. I've been playing competitive Pokemon since Diamond and Pearl Wi-Fi battle, so it was this is getting kind of stale. So I just looked on Reddit, found found a draft league, and then Ryder just scouted me, poached me from a league for both for NDA. I was cool. I that.
So you guys were in a league together way before?
Yeah, that's how he scouted me.
I remember Ryder used to tell me about this server you had. It was a Pokemon Hunger Games or some shit like that.
Oh yeah.
That you guys were in.
During quarantine, I had a whole bunch of wacky leagues. I ran a Hunger Game league. I ran a Survivors league. I ran a Nuzlocke league.
Oh, I love those. I remember one time. I remember one time I ran a Pokemon Survivor. I didn't run it, but I was in a Pokemon Survivor thing where you'd have to win and battle, and it was pretty fun. And I got to the final 3. And then I was given the old boot, but it was actually really fun.
Super fun. It's just a lot to manage as a GM, because it's the Pokemon battling is only 50% of that. Most of the time, it's just people backstabbing each other, and as the GM, you can see everything and all the shade and stuff. Yeah,
but it's fun to participate in. It is for the one that I did. It was more of, we're doing this all in one night, so I was up until 3 a.m. playing.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I was very dedicated. I think it was back sophomore year of high school, so it's been a while since I've actually done one of those. But I know what you're talking about. Those are pretty fun.
Yeah, and Ryder was the doc maker for all those leagues.
Ryder is the GOAT on docs, bro. People just have them in their servers just so he can help them edit their docs at this point.
Having a good doc is one of the most important part of a draft league server, in my opinion. I left a draft league when it was just just words for everything.
Yeah.
No pictures, nothing.
Yeah, I was like very spoiled. Like when I just joined the NDA, my first league, I'm like, oh my god, this like I was honestly astounded by what I saw like on the Excel spreadsheet. Like it's honestly insane.
Yeah, it's next level what Ryder is capable of doing.
Yeah, dude, he's nuts. Like I still struggle like with editing some of the things, and Ryder just like he's just like he's just the master, dude. He knows everything. He's the GOAT.
It's crazy to watch him live while he does it. I'm just amazed. Look, it looks simple, but like it's not simple at the same time.
He makes it look. He's like he's like pro athletes. They make everything look simple. Ryder's a professional doc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was like the first draft league you remember playing in? Like, was it singles? Like, what format? Was it like a while ago? Like an old format?
Man, it had to be Gen 7. Pretty sure it's Gen 7. Yeah, it was Gen 7 because it was right before Sword and Shield dropped. I was pretty trash at it because I just drafted like a whole bunch of like fun, no synergistic stuff. Like I don't think I actually became good at draft leagues till like this year, honestly.
Well, I don't know about that. We can I'll skip the next question we had. We can talk about this. One of the things I wanted to ask you about was the transitions you went through from season 1 of NDA. Like, you had a great season the first season, and then it kind of had a little rough patch after that.
Yeah, most of that rough patch was honestly just IRL stuff. I was like had mad free time though because I wasn't working as much during like the first season of NDA, so I was like doing mad prep and everything. I was like calculating like crazy, man.
Yeah, like a little sweat.
Yeah, like I had like a spreadsheet just to like checks and stuff. I took a lot of care and crafted my team, and I just went crazy until Ryder just cock blocked me at the semifinals.
I feel that.
Yeah.
And then for like the next couple seasons, I was just like working nonstop. I just didn't have time, but I didn't want to quit the league because like this is Ryder League. You've done so much for me, so I just I drafted some mid. And it's not until the Ubers League where I was like, okay, I am having a bad reputation just being at the bottom at every league, so I just took more time and started prepping again.
It really is like half the battle with draft league, like just finding time to build a team that works against your opponent. Like it doesn't matter sometimes how good you're gonna like you're a battler if you just don't put the time in to strategize.
Yeah, because I've been playing Pokemon for like ever, so like the battling part is actually like the easiest part of Pokemon to me. Like it's the building and like planning a draft, especially like when you're on the fly. Like now, for like leagues I care about, I have to like prep like a couple days in advance, like what I'm gonna draft, and not just by like Pokemon, like synergies and like team. That's just like you need like a support one, you need like a tailwinder, you need like a screener, you need like these stuff on the team. You just have mons to fill that role instead of just picking specific mons.
Yeah, that's one thing I still struggle to do is draft plan because snipes are just I can't make a plan that revolves around something and then it just get taken from me. Like I think I would just I'd be so mad. Justin, you don't prep either, do you, for drafts?
No, I mean basically what I'll do is there'll be like one mon that I want to base my entire like draft around, and I'll make sure I draft that mon first round. So usually when we're talking like a really good A tier or a top tier S tier that I really wanted. This time around for me it was Blastoise, Mega Blastoise, G-Max Blastoise. That was the one that I wanted to wrap my draft around and to make sure I had everything, after that supporting it, or it could be useful in some way. So like, for example, I had Togedemaru with Lightning Rod and things like that to mitigate any sort of, electric attack that could be super effective against Blastoise, like that sort of thing, like trying to have synergistic ways of protecting it and making sure that it's, going to be an alive focal point of the team. After that, it's just, like I said, synergistic things that are still...
Yeah, I feel like you always have your OP Prankstermon as well in there.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta have one Prankstermon. I feel like being able to either fake someone out or get off a move before anybody else is very, very valuable, especially if you have the speed on your side, which is why I love Whimsicott so much. You could set up a Prankster Tailwind. You could, if you wanted to just go for like a Fake Tears or Charm or like any sort of terrain.
The
that you
worst
want.
is Encore, dude. God damn it, I hate Encore.
Encore, dude. Oh man, especially the other season where you couldn't Dynamax, where it was just if you protected, you're screwed. Like that was really annoying, and being able to have that for Wex's point of view was probably one of the best things for his team because you have to prepare for that itself.
Even
Right.
even if he didn't bring it, like the threat is there that he has it at all times. You just can't protect in front of Whimsicott because then you're protecting for the rest of your.
Yeah, I think the most important part of to keep the different good draft VGC players and like the bad ones is like too big of an emphasis on like offense in your drafting, you know. Because I look at my season so far, Indeedee is like the only reason I'm getting most of my wins.
Bro, because honestly, with Dynamax, you don't need to rely too much on a huge offensive presence with the power of max moves. It's all about your positioning with them and the support next to it. So like Indeedee is with Psychic Terrain and Redirection. I said it like when you drafted it first overall. I was like, I know everyone loves Whimsicott, but that support that Indeedee offers is unmatched. Honestly,
I was literally like I knew I had to have Indeedee for like the rest of my mons to work because the way I drafted my team this season, I wanted to have like at least like 4 different playstyles, and all 4 playstyles rely on me having Indeedee to let the other one pop off.
Yeah, literally. All right. We can go to our next question, which is I'm excited to see what you have to say about this one. Who is your favorite and least favorite opponent when you see the schedule coming up? You're like, oh shit, I gotta play that person this week.
I mean, you already know this freaking Ryder. I like
against
Ryder.
The easy answer is always Ryder. To be fair.
Like I was feeling so good at myself. I was like some hot shit this season. I was going undefeated. So I was like, oh, week 4, I gotta play freaking Ryder. I was like, else. Oh my god.
And then you win game 1. You're getting all excited, and then bam, he drops it on you. It's just
oh man. I tried to pull like the pick out. Try to be like Ash Ketchum a little bit. Try to bring the pick out. That got stomped. Freaking healer. I forgot Blossom even had healer in that game. But I don't want to get too ahead.
That was huge. Yeah, we'll get to the analysis of that game in a little bit. But yeah, Ryder's definitely a tough opponent to play against. Who's like your favorite? Not favorite as in like you'll win, because that's just toxic.
Yeah.
Favorite.
Yeah, I don't want to get too spicy now.
Favorite as in you have a good chance to win because of the prep you're gonna do, because it's gonna be like an exciting battle, if that makes sense.
Oh, definitely. Germ. I love playing against Germ.
True, those matches, especially we've talked about the week 1 matchup. Germ does break some funny heat, man, and it worked amazingly against you. His heat that he brought this year.
Was that the attract?
Yeah, that was
that was amazing.
The Alolan Alolan Vulpix rather. It was some heat, some actual heat.
Nah,
Germ is always fun to play against.
Because we both have like a similar philosophy when it comes to Pokemon. Like the way I like to play, like I pick unoptimal stuff just to surprise people. It's like the element surprise is like really helpful in like this type of format. But because look at my team, like I bring my C tiers a lot, which is random sets, just to catch people off guard. And like Germ does something similar, intentionally
like
or not.
Fucking hustles wireless.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Going crazy.
It's so mad.
And like last season I had like the freaking belly drum.
Yeah, that went off 1 week. Dude, Greedent's a threat, low key. I feel like is it an A tier this season? Because we went back to the
last season.
Yeah, and all the expanded decks. I think homie's an A tier. He be hitting hard with belly drum and cheek pouch. It's cheek pouch, right?
Yeah, it's cheek pouch.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like more busted than gluttony.
Jerem just be bringing out crazy stuff too, so it's always fun to play against him.
Yeah, I feel that. Alright, and our final question for you, our most important question, as we debate this very often.
There's a right answer to this.
I agree, there is definitely right answer.
No, your answer's not right. My answer's right. Blondes or brunettes?
Oh, definitely brunettes.
God damn it, dude.
Room, that's
Yes,
all.
This is
sir.
so stupid. I don't
Yes,
understand.
sir. Yes, sir. Justin, you're in the minority because Wex doesn't really have
What
a
do you have-
preference.
Kevin, what do you have against minorities, man?
I have.
Whoa, whoa,
You got a problem with minorities?
dude. That's what I'm hearing.
That's
He's
not what
trying to
I
make
said.
fun of me for being a minority in
No.
this situation.
I
That's crazy.
just wanted to point out that more people.
You want to point out minorities, dude?
No.
What's wrong with
I
you?
feel
Jeez.
attacked right now, buddy.
I feel straight up attacked. I don't know. I might have to find a
Fired.
replacement for Kevin. This is a little too much.
Listen,
That's about to be canceled here. Okay.
I just wanted to point out that you said there's a right answer when your answer has been wrong according to most people.
So being a minority is wrong. That's
No.
what I'm hearing. That's crazy. That's wild,
We're-
dude. I don't know. I don't know about this podcast no more.
We're moving on. This is absolute blasphemy. I will not take it.
Oh,
You know, we were trying just because he answered the answer you didn't want to hear. You didn't have to turn it into this, all right?
No, I was just repeating what you said, man.
No, you took what I said.
You got him with your own words there.
No, I don't think so.
You took what I said and flipped it upside down 3 times and spun it till it made me look like a shitty person. Which I am sometimes a shitty person, but not that shitty of a person.
Listen, if you want to make it anywhere, the mental gymnastics you have to do to believe certain things is needed. So,
I mean,
But
both were like the correct answer because it's definitely like redheads are on top.
whoa, wait.
you got a thing for my brother now? Jeez, ain't nobody safe out here, man. Ain't nobody safe.
This needs some explanation.
Have you guys seen
'cause
Bryce Howard
that's
Dallas? Like she's a goddess.
Oh
Oh.
no, she is. Yeah, no, she bad. She is.
She's
man.
bruh, that's the only reason to go see those Rat Squirrel movies, man. Come on now.
Oh yeah, no, she is very, very attractive. I am not gonna cap.
All I know is when Eli finds out the take you just made, he's gonna lose his.
Is he like a
No, but
Pokemon
that's
Sith or
valid. I
something?
feel like that's valid.
Valid on top? He said on top.
Yeah, I feel like that's valid. Yeah.
Bro, we're not having this.
Bro,
it was
that
going.
goes hard.
Wait. So we can flip this to say he thinks blondes are on the bottom.
No, that's not what he said.
That's pretty much what I heard.
No. Oh God. Well, no, it could be girls with like different colored hair,
Yeah,
like blue hair.
that's true.
The
Blue
blue
hair is
hair,
on the bottom.
blue hair is on the
hair.
bottom. We can all agree on that. Blue hair is on the bottom.
Yeah, well, I mean, it depends.
Depends
It
on what.
depends.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah, what
you're
does it
talking
depend
like
on?
A big titty golf
How-
with blue hair. That's kind
Yeah,
of.
that's what I was thinking.
That's kind of different.
It depends how big their fucking tits are, man. That's what it depends on.
Oh, this is
To be
my
honest,
favorite.
I ain't even looking at hair color at
Yeah,
that
at
point.
that point.
Man, that shit could be grayer than a 90-year-old. It don't matter at that.
Damn, so if she 90 and got them saggy Johns, you're still.
Okay,
good?
so week 4 replays, right? We have the South Jersey Screw Bats versus Mao. Kevin, if you want to explain your match. It looks like you won that one, but I
I
do
did
remember you tried to throw.
No, I did almost throw, but we don't lose these. We don't lose those.
Bro,
I predicted the 2-0. The strategy worked, man. Durant came crazy with next to shout out our guest, my boy Nate the Riolu with the coaching prankster. Came crazy. I knew it was going to be good, and I was really scared about his speed control with the Cottony. Like, I knew he had his fire types, and he had Flareon, and he had Dracozolt it has Hustle, Fire Fang, so max flare. It also could be run specially. Durant has 48 special defense, if y'all didn't know. So a max, even Dracozolt gets Fire Blast, so a max special flare, if it was like mixed Dracozolt, would have did hella damage. And I was really worried about the Cotton Spore speed control, which I didn't have to be, but he did bring Icy Wind Weavile, which I thought was cool. I didn't even think about that. I was more worried about the Cotton Spore. So shout out White Herb Durant. Really came. It didn't come too crazy, but.
That Durant can be bird.
Oh yeah, no Durant. Game one, I got all 4 kills, and then it kind of slowed down a little bit. Game 2, Grimmsnarl. I was proud of my prep. I had the White Herb Durant. I had Foul Play on Grimmsnarl to deal with the sword that is arguably the best weakness policy user, I think, just because it can change between its offenses and defenses so well with whatever Aegis Slash's signature move is.
King Shield.
King Shield. So I was ready for Foul Play, Aegis Slash. I was just proud of the prep, and it really did work. But yeah, like you said, Justin, I almost threw in game 3 or game 2.
Because you wanted to be funny and do ally switch.
Yeah, I wanted to get on the ally switch
that
table.
ally switch was like BM. I gotta be clear.
Yeah, I brought it, and I thought the game was like kind of in control. And if he landed all 3 of those triple axles, I was kind of in a bad spot. But he would have had to land all 3 both times. And
that's not hard to do though.
No, it is, dude. I swear, triple axle, every hit is 90% accurate. But dude, that is the least inaccurate move I think I've ever used in my entire. I will never. Yeah, you can quote me on this. I will never bring triple axle to a draft league battle. That move misses so many goddamn times. It's so bad. It is so unreliable.
Well, maybe for you.
Yeah,
I hate that move.
I hit like 3 times both this week.
That move is we showed how bad it was. Dude only got 1 hit into me, and I won, despite almost throwing. So we take those.
Yeah.
But
you really just had good support, like we were talking earlier. Like having good support in this format is so good. You basically just set up Durant to win.
I knew once I gave Durant a lot of bulk, and I knew after a couple, with Hustle and Dynamax, coaching into Durant is honestly really busted. But I knew, I only had 44 attack investment into Durant this week because I knew after a couple coaching boosts, I could just run bulky Durant and it would steamroll. And as long as I handled his fire types, I would have been. The only thing I was scared of, like I was saying, was the Cotton Spore and the Max Dracozolt, and then the other, which thankfully I handled. But if he ran Serena and Choice Scarf, Flareon, I was in some trouble because you can't fake out. I had Trick on Grimmsnarl to trick away if I saw a Choice Scarf, I was gonna trick it away. But if it's Serena, I can't trick across the field. So I was in a whole world of trouble if he was Choice Scarf, Flareon. I would have had to go to my fish friends. But that was the only other thing I was scared of. And Mal played good. It's just I think my prep really did me well this week. So yeah, we're back level, and hopefully we continue this low win streak we're on. But yeah, we can go into our next game on our list, which is who's next? Yeah, Quirts versus Gummy.
Jesus Christ, I feel so bad for Gummy. I feel so
sad
because Quirts had a stall Umbreon win him the game because 3 sleep powder misses, and then he just got snarled to death. It was so unfortunate.
I was in VC with Quirts, and he was like, "Is this the longest game we ever had?" And I was trying to think. We had some stall matches before with the Metagross and Maractus matchup.
No, we had the Umbreon. We had the Umbreon, and I forget what else was across the field. It was Harrison versus somebody else, and it was just literally over 45 turns. That's what it was.
Was it you and Quagsire?
No.
I swear we had a Quagsire stall. I think we had a Quagsire stall match as well.
I think it was Mao Harrison, and it was Umbreon v Quagsire.
Oh yeah.
It was Mao. It was Mao. Yeah, it was Mao.
It was over 45 turns long.
Yeah, and this one to what? It was it was at least 30.
It was 34.
Yeah, the one thing Ryder pointed out to me that I didn't realize either is this dude clicked Energy Ball. I think he clicked Energy Ball so many friggin' times. And he didn't get one special defense drop. Not a single one.
11 times.
11 times, not one special defense drop. And he couldn't land Sleep Powder to save his life. Gummy, dude. I feel like Gummy is so undeservedly having a bad season. He's honestly just been getting screwed.
That game too. He was just clicking buttons, but he was killing stuff till that Umbreon just stalled him out. And it just wasn't his fault. Because it just... What's the odds of
the Umbreon lived on... Yeah, it's not good odds. You would expect. It is one of the more accurate sleep moves. Obviously Hypnosis and stuff is worse, but if you hit it, it's 75% chance. If you click it 3 times, if you don't get it the first one, you surely expect to get it the second one. Like, it's just unlucky. I think the Umbreon lived on like 4 from a close combat or something like that, and then he was able to moonlight it up afterward. Because, dude, Quartz ran a toxic Umbreon set, and this some shit we'd see in singles, and this man brought the doubles, and it won on the game. So
that's Umbreon set I play when I play Stall in singles.
Right, exactly. Eli gives us so much shit for the Umbreon support, but when us doubles players make our way over to singles, we gotta do everything we can possible to just compete. And then we saw it in doubles, and I was like, oh damn, this is what Eli must feel like.
Yeah, that was
painful
to watch. Just all those snarls, like those Pokemon doing no damage at all.
I will say though, for game 2, Quartz did have very nice weather control, really mitigated any sort of solar beam action Torkoal was gonna do. Red.
He also, I think Quartz told me he was Lumberry or safety goggles, Lapras. So if a Venusaur rightfully targeted, I think if he rightfully targeted Lapras on the predicting the max to sleep it, if it wasn't goggles, he would have been in a really good spot. But of course, Shadow.
Yes, because he one-shot the Venusaur. It was Focus Sash, but he one-shot the Venusaur and would kill it with the Max Hailstorm with the residual because it was Focus Sash. He was able to change the weather, so Solar Power is now 2 turns because it's not Power Herb on the Torkoal, and now he knows, okay, that Solar Beam is going straight into the Lapras's mid piece, so I'm going to protect that next turn, and then whatever came in next, I think it was Hitmonchan, got air slashed to death by the protecting Charizard, which ate the initial sleep powder. So even if it did go into, like you were saying, a Lumberry or Goggles Lapras, it was kind of over based off of the Solar Beam. I wouldn't say misplay, but it definitely just wouldn't have worked. Out for Gummy's favor with that
tilted. He was like,
I was gonna say, to be fair, he was very tilted after that game 1 loss.
Yeah, I would be too. I'd just be like, GG.
Yeah, I don't think you would have. I don't think you even would have played game 2, Justin. It would have been so bad.
No, my head would have been stuck in the wall. I would have needed like stepbrother to come help me. You know. But that was that one.
I just feel bad because I have to play Gummy this week and I cannot afford a loss. So this I need to win. So this dude Gummy might be down tremendous. He might have to pull the Wex Redemption Arc of Dreams after week 5.
Yeah.
But, can't speak too soon. He might batter. He might pull out some stupid ass fucking Avalugg shenanigans and get clapped. So who knows, man?
I hope
who knows? I hope not. I'll be very sad.
We'll see.
All right, here we go. Riolu, take the floor, my guy. We have the San Diego Raichus versus the Maine Mudkips.
Man.
Talk us through it. This was an undefeated matchup, right? You guys were both undefeated.
And, I mean, I don't know where to begin, man. It's like
it was going well. It was going well. Game 1,
like I said, like that game 1, I was feeling myself with the Hulucha. I killed the pole. Like Hulucha went crazy, and then like game 2. I tried to switch up a little bit with the Pikachu, and I mean that was just a flop. And, like, I could even rely on half because of healers.
Yeah,
bro, that was huge because you would have outsped, right?
Yep, I would have outsped.
Yeah, you would have outsped and then fucking healer off the paralysis. That was nuts, dude. Like who? What else does What else does Blossom get?
Chlorophyll.
Like chlorophyll. So this man just didn't care. I mean, I guess he didn't have any plans to set up the Sun Art off from like. So, I mean, healer makes sense, I guess. Jeez, man. Dude, do you think... I don't even know if I asked him if he brought it specifically for the Pikachu, or he just didn't run Chlorophyll.
I'm pretty sure
he's one of those Pokemon.
Run Chlorophyll, honestly,
yeah.
Because, like, he's not really a Sun team.
It's just crazy how that worked, man.
And I tried to, like... Because, I'm famous for this. Like, if I try to switch something up game 2, after I game 1 win, I just go back to the same thing I did game 1, and that didn't work either.
Yeah, man. I mean, we talked about it a little before we started recording. Ryder is the GOAT at adjusting. Like, it's just... There's a reason he's undefeated. I mean, I would say his draft is always interesting. Like, you never know what he's going to do with it. And then he scopes out your team game 1. I swear that dude takes notes. He's writing down all your items, all your sets, and then games 2 and 3.
Actually, like a vet.
Yeah, games 2 and 3, man, he comes crazy.
Yeah,
Absolutely crazy.
I just didn't have like the best matchup. Like not to, like giving Ryder still his complete credit. Like looking at the team because I had help from like someone else. We both were just looking at the team. Shout out my boy Silvertron if you listen to this. He helps me prep. I'm just looking at.
Like, you got an outside prep source?
Yeah. He helps me like prep all season because I wanted to win this season, so I needed some help.
Damn.
And,
all right.
Like every like Hatterene, Halucha, Kingler, Xylit, like they all just lose to his team, like all my carries. So it was just a hard matchup to prep for.
I thought the Hatterene was gonna come crazy.
I ran the calcs on Pulp, and like Pulp just kills it.
I mean, in Trick Room, it doesn't. if you can get off a max hit from Hatterene in Trick Room, like I think you're just like if you just went NDA Hatterene, followed me, and set up Trick Room, I think G-Max Hatterene would have just went crazy. I feel like that's what I would have did if it was.
Yes, Bishop too.
Yeah.
Well, you mean Dynamax Hattery, not G-Max, right?
Yeah, Dynamax.
Oh, are you? Yeah. I didn't. Yeah.
And like as we see when like
you get Mystical Fire, you get coverage for that thing, man.
Like Bolt just kills Indeedee with a max bug move.
Yeah.
Max Flutter Bee
it was U-turn, right?
Yeah, U-turn. The max Flutter just kills Indeedee. I couldn't really rely on that support either. So,
what was your item on Indeedee?
Let me check right now because I don't remember.
Honestly, I would have went the one berry that I think it boosts your special defense, right?
Like Exceed?
It was it's the dark berry.
Oh, you were Colbert? Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Maybe a Sash even would have been.
That's
Sash. Whenever I run Indeedee,
Sash on front slash.
Whenever I like to run Indeedee, I always make sure it's like max HP, max defense, bold nature with like a psychic seed. I feel like that's probably one of the most offensive and like tanky Indeedees that you can possibly build.
Yeah.
So preferably that's what I would like typically run. But even then, Dragapult's so strong. You're not.
I just snapped the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just Dragapult's so strong. It's just hard. It's really hard to mitigate or avoid anything that it can do, because it gets like you said, the max Flutter Bee. It also gets a max Darkness. And that's not
coverage, dude.
Yeah.
I get so much coverage.
Yeah, and he lowered
like the
Lucia's
shard
attack
into
as well.
proc.
So I couldn't really like rely on my weakness policy of Lucia either, because the attack kept getting lowered.
Yeah, the max dragon moves. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dragapult, dude, it ruled this format, man. Like it's such a good Pokemon. Like people passed on it. I forget. Ryder picked like 4th or 5th, and it just fell to him. Like that's just a mon. Like when it falls to you, you just gotta take it.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure like the first 3 mons were all supportive mons.
Yeah, it went. What'd it go?
Indeedee, Wims, Lapras, I think. Emax Lapras.
Yeah, and Lapras is like a supportive. He's like a weird hybrid between support and offense, but yeah, pretty much all support options. And then Dragapult just fell to arguably the best player in the league. Dragapult just fell too.
I'm just hoping I don't see Ryder in playoffs. That's all
that is everyone's.
No one wants to see him in playoffs, dude. Man, I just lose after he took me winning the league season 2 personally, and just has not let me get past him.
Oh, so it's your fault. That's what we're getting. Okay, it's your fault that Ryder's like this. It's your fault that Ryder's like this. You caused his revenge story.
He's been on his revenge story, dude. He's been on that. I'm sorry. I'll still take the season 2 dub. That was too good. It's too good to pass up. But listen, different beast. I do not want to play playoff Ryder. If this dude makes it to playoffs, you are screwed.
Yeah, I'm just hoping someone
else.
Just
say.
I'm hoping.
You better lay in bed, say a
about...
prayer, keep praying. You'll never be like him.
I mean, Ryder would have to like lose out at this point. I feel like to not make playoffs, and even then, he might be in a play-in spot. So
he's definitely gonna be in like a play-in spot.
He's gonna be in the playoffs. So just everyone watching that plays in the league, just say your prayers.
Maybe
man,
the new guys
can
stop him. That's my hope.
Yeah, hopefully. Oh god.
I just hope I don't have to see him. I hope someone else does the work for me.
That's what I'm
That's
hoping
the
for.
prayer. That's
how I won. That's how I won season 3. Quartz beat him in the semifinals, and I didn't have to play him in the final. Bless up. Bless up Quartz.
Quartz is no slouch either, though. That's
Oh, 100% no.
Yeah.
Like, this is no knock to Quartz, but I'd rather play Quartz than Ryder in the playoffs.
I think everybody would rather play Quartz than Ryder. No one wants to, because Ryder is on everyone's like bottom of the list of who do I want to play in playoffs. I think that's Ryder for me, anyways. It's Ryder, then it's you, then it's Wex, and then everyone else. I mean, I don't know where, but I just always seem to have bad luck against y'all.
Ryder just goes like Super
I mean,
Saiyan.
actually, no, Kevin.
You destroyed me.
Kevin might be number one who I want to play because I seem to have good luck against you. So
You just get in my head.
Don't let me Max Duskmore again. Just whatever you do. Weakness
It's just these wacky ass sets, bro. These wacky ass sets, man.
You gotta come crazy. You gotta bring some shenanigans because you're gonna expect the expected.
I mean, you prep for the expected.
Yeah,
know.
that's true.
Fucking Iron Tail G-Max Pikachu to one-shot my Grimmsnarl,
Yeah, that
bro.
was
Like,
count,
what the
baby.
How the fuck am I supposed to prep for that, dude? Get the fuck out of here, man.
Get calced.
Yeah, literally, get fuck. God damn it. Alright, let's move on. We can talk about our next game, which is, I lost the schedule. Where is it? Oh, it's Swamp vs. Will. And, Will took a bit of a beating. What'd you write down for this one?
Man, for this game, let me just pull my notes up real quick because I wrote a fair bit about this game. Because I haven't watched a Swamp game before this, and so I wasn't really prepared for it. But this man Swamp just like he was reading like Will playbook, honestly, with the switches and predictions.
Yeah, I think Will had like a mess up with his team, right? Like I don't think he was min speed horse.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, it's just unfortunate.
Because like it takes skills to know when to switch and like when to like pivot in VGC because you don't want to lose momentum. But like every pivot Swamp did, he did it calculated to give him an advantage. Like even was it like closer or something where it was like it had like +2 and he still switched it out. Like if it was me, I got monkey brain, I would have kept that thing in and do some damage. But he swapped it. He swapped it out.
Yeah, dude. Like
talking about that Crawdon?
Yeah, the Crawdon.
Yeah.
That Crawdon went crazy.
I feel like the synergy between immunities on Swamp's team is really good. Like he had just switch-ins to anything Will wanted to do, really.
Yeah, I think the vacuum wave went into a ghost type. He had something else go into another ghost type. Yeah. It's just he was just read like a book. It was kind of unfortunate, but. And
he's like really showed how good Golurk's been. He's been using Golurk pretty well as a Maxmon. It's been quite impressive. I feel like this is the first season Golurk's really done anything in an NDA season. I haven't really seen much of it, so very cool for him to do that.
We get that Iron Fist. I mean, I think Golurk has some pretty decent like HP and defenses, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it's just the HP. I think it's not the bulkiest boy as you might think, but it does have some good defenses.
Because I remember in singles leagues, I had Golurk. I would run him with a Soul Vest just to be a little more tanky. But yeah, I mean, Golurk's a really good mon. I mean, you've seen Ally switch on it quite a few times now, just allowing it to not get hit by certain moves or help it be more assisty with whatever's next to it.
It's good for the trick room setup to just ally switch away from the guy that's setting it.
Listen, Swamp's just been on a roll recently. I mean, he's been reading different moves going into certain mons and being able to make the proper switches. So, I mean,
that's how he beat you. Not to bring that back up, I apologize.
No, it's exactly how he beat
He read you like a book that last like game 3, man, and it's just.
Listen, I brought the differential back though. If I had gotten a single freeze, this man's grandpa was in the ground.
Single freeze, 10% chance.
Yeah, he did a crit or a freeze. The man was playing with RNG.
Yeah, gambling there, gosh.
He really was. To be fair to Justin, but
yeah. But so he's just playing really, really well, getting the right things off, having some really cool sets. Utilizing some different mons here and there. But I mean, it's just hard. It's hard for anyone to outdo this Trick Room team. It's definitely not easy, considering every single mon on this team is very well equipped for a Trick Room. He has multiple ways of setting it up. You can't just sit there and go, "Oh, I'm gonna Trick Room in prison," and it's like, okay, but now this mon's dead, so what now? Or like he switches out and just does damage. It's like, what now? It's like, it's hard. It is hard.
Yeah,
that is like the thing which.
Go ahead.
No, you can go.
Just looking at his team, like it doesn't look too spooky till you really think about it. Like all these like little synergies the team has together, it just makes a whopping combo that you're just not prepared for just trying to prep without watching his games.
Yeah, like Will clicked like in prison turn 1. You look at this team, you just see Trick Room, and that's half of the mind. Like when I won season 3, I had like the Stack Attack Trick Room team, but like people prep for it so hard, so you just like the dude didn't set Trick Room turn 1. Like the Chandelure was left just to die after it clicked in prison because the dude wasn't going for Trick Room. Like it's the mind games are so intense with these Trick Room teams, and Swamp so far has been calling people really hard on these games. So just fair play to the dude. New coach is coming crazy this season.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we move on if you guys are good on that. We have a Griffin versus Germ. A little cheeky 2-1 dub for the Grifster.
Griffin kind of this. I think they both didn't have wins, so the winner was getting their first win on the season. And Griffin battled back really well. I think game 1 he wasn't really able to get the Colossal in the most favorable position, and it just without the weakness policy, it wasn't really doing much damage. And Germ kind of weathered the storm and like stalled out the Dynamax and was able to bring in Excadrill in the sand perfectly. Like it looked like Germ executed his game plan perfectly. And then the next 2 games, I think Griffin just like switched up how he where he put Colossal in, and it was up against things that procced its weakness policy and couldn't do the most damage to it, and he was able to kind of snowball Germ a little bit, is what I think happened to Germ. He just couldn't get rid of Colossal.
Yeah,
I mean, in theory, you would think Excadrill would just go ham, but in the I think the game 3 adjustment, he should have maybe just Dynamax Excadrill a little early, but he just wasn't able to deal with the Colossal.
Like, this game felt like super handshaky, if that make any sense. Like, both players had a game plan and didn't really switch up from that game plan any of these games.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just both brute force in their plans. No, like, barely any real adjustments. Like, all 3 games, Colossal maxed and then Excadrill maxed, like, after Colossal done maxing, you know? It's, like, super handshaky. It was kind of fun to watch.
Yeah.
That being said, though, compared to the rest of the games.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, like I said, the only adjustment really made was I think Griffin prioritized the Colossal a little earlier and was able to get it in on things it was favorable against, rather than that late game game 1 where it just couldn't really do any real damage.
Yeah, I mean, if you saw, like, it was hitting in Hitmontop, and it wasn't really doing any significant damage.
That was a bulky Hitmontop.
Yeah, that's for sure. It was not dying to any of these Gmax Vocalists, and I mean, rightfully so. It's not very effective against it, but it's just I don't know. I feel like, yeah, like you said, he definitely positioned it a lot better games 2 and 3, and was able to get more damage off and do more things. Maybe the Ninjask bring on Germ's part game 2 as a lead maybe wasn't the best decision. I mean,
Yeah.
the UI was sitting eating a bunch of moves game 1, so maybe that would have been a better, bring instead of the Ninjask. But I mean, Germ always wants to bring something different.
Yeah.
So credit to him for doing that.
Yeah, I mean, you can't knock someone for trying to bring in the Ninjas, but in front of the Colossal and Vocalith, it didn't work out too great.
Yeah.
All right, what we got next? Who's next up on the?
I think it's me.
Is it you? Oh, it is you.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this 8-1 victory. Holy hell!
Yeah, I think it was the most lopsided, and I really didn't have to. So I was just looking at his team, and I was just like, I can literally just find a way to have Blastoise and Meowstic just be the leads every single time, and just run different strategies for each. I think game 1, if I wasn't so passive about how I was playing it the first time around, I think I probably could have just gotten a straight up 4-0. But instead of doing that, I ended up getting a 4-1.
Oh, so tragic. Dude.
I know.
I'm so sorry for you, man.
I know. Basically, what I'm referring to is I max guarded turn 1 of my Dynamax when I really should have just hit straight into the Drifblim and killed it. which cost me a turn of my, not only my turn of my Dynamax, but a pretty easy kill on the Drifblim, and it kind of allowed me to stall out the Dynamax a little bit. But overall, I mean, it was just so good for me to have basically a free Shell Smash, and then just go ham with that. I was really concerned about Snorlax and the Seismitoad really going ham and doing some really good things to me. So I'm glad.
During prep, Charm on Meowstic was really big into his threats.
Yeah.
The ones that got coverage for Blastoise, Meowstic kind of handled with Charm. That was really good.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I was pretty happy with that, but yeah.
Who's sitting on top of the kill leaderboard, Justin?
It's got to be Blastoise because he had I think 7.
Yeah, that Blastoise went crazy. Like it was kind of funny that you used his own rain to your advantage more than he did.
Yeah, it was pretty nice.
I was wondering why, like, you were getting healing because I think Grassy Terrain was set, and I was like, is this dude Rain Dish? Like, is he about to throw this game? Is he running an illegal ability? But it was like I just didn't clock the Grassy Terrain at the time. I was like,
I was surprised why he didn't bring Seismitoad with Water Zord.
Well, he probably just wanted the Swift Swim so that he could have the. And I mean, that makes sense with the Pelipper, and that's what I was more so assuming, because if not, I would have been faster, and I would have done a lot more damage to him, because I'd be quicker, just right off the rip, and he might not be able to get off a Power Whip, which, I mean, I knew he was going to be physical, which hence the Charm.
Yeah, that was clutch.
You were faster in Rain after the Shell Smash, right? Like,
Definitely.
I don't think he ran that much speed investment.
No, yeah, so that was kind of the hope, was that he would be like, okay, I'm Swift Swim, I don't need as much speed investment because Blastoise's speed naturally just doesn't go super, super high. But after Shell Smash, it does, in fact, get pretty good. So that was the hope, and that worked out in my favor for the second game, and I was just able to sit there. I mean, that's the funny thing, though. I was really just able to sit there for most of the time and not have to worry about anything hitting into Blastoise. It was just kind of ignored, and I was just able to do damage. So it was really good.
Clearly.
From my end.
Definitely.
Yeah,
so
like
7 kills, 5 kills the week before. Man, Blastoise has been a demon.
Like the only thing I have to note is just game 1. Like I feel like he could have had a little more of a chance. It was like some level recovery on that Snorlax.
Yeah, I was surprised it wasn't. I don't know if it was Gluttony or just like Belly Drum. I didn't see it. So it was just there. It wasn't as big as a threat as I was prepping for it to be.
He was like taking the hits because he had like dual screens on, but he couldn't really gain any HP back or deal enough damage.
Yeah, sometimes the screens don't even come, like against Blastoise, that's a hard mon to win against still with screens, just because of the residual damage that Cannonade does, man. I mean, he does have the water types that don't take it, but it's still a hard matchup to win with screens just because of the residual damage, man.
So, I mean, listen, once I saw that Grassy Terrain wasn't going to be allowed on Rillaboom, I knew nobody was really going to take Rillaboom and use it, because there's no Grassy Glide, there's no priority grass type move anymore. So I was like, okay, bet. That means Blastoise can go ham. So that's mainly why I drafted it, because I knew there wasn't going to be as much of a threat in that like sort of situation. And I still don't think anyone's drafted Rillaboom, if I remember correctly. I don't think anyone has.
Both forms are sitting there in A tier. I mean, it is still a really great Pokemon, but yeah, obviously, nothing without its terrain. Not nothing, but a lot less dangerous without its terrain.
It's definitely not as good, which is why I decided to draft it. It really makes it hard. It really makes it hard to deal with it, especially if I have a Lightning Rod mon. So, it just makes it a little bit better.
I feel like there's a lack of hard-hitting grass types. So like, Blastoise does kind of feel like it can sit there for free a lot of the time. Which is,
and you just gotta threaten like the Lightning Rod sometimes, and it's just like, well, I can't if he does this, if I switch into Togedemaru and I just eat the super effective move, it's like You know what I mean? It's kind of just chalk.
Yeah, it's like the whole Gastrodon thing going on in the meta right now. Like everyone's running Kyogre, but to counter that, you just have to switch in your Gastrodon, and you just Kyogre is so nerfed. Like it's honestly
It's
insane.
pretty neutered.
Like it is.
Has no coverage to stop that thing.
It's just crazy. So yeah, Togedemaru really is doing the same. Even if I feel like you haven't even brought it that much, but just the threat makes people prep differently and everything. Like it's just crazy.
Yeah, I think if I take a peek over at the KO leaderboard, I think I've only brought it like actually in battle a handful of times, if that. Let me just check. Yeah, so I've brought it once. I've brought it once into a game, and that's it. And that's enough usually to help mitigate any sort of threat. So I mean that's nice.
Yeah.
Probably should have brought it against Swamp. I feel like that probably would have been a little bit better. But oh well.
Which
happens.
move?
Huh? I've Togedemaru, and just like I don't know, Iron Head and Max Steel Spike, and then
I said Weesh move.
oh
Like, never mind. Anyway.
oh
God damn it. We can go to our final game after that lack of communication. And yeah, our boy Waxy had a rough week, and he's not here to defend himself, but
so we're gonna roast the absolute shit out of him. Damn.
yeah, he's
Wax.
kind of a really shitty player,
Yep,
dude. He's
sounds
He's
like,
an awful
barbecue.
battler. Did you see the moves that he made? Oh man.
I can't believe we let this dude win a league. Like, it's honestly an embarrassment. Like, we should all have got like dropped
This
from
is
the
getting
league
cut
after we
out.
let this after this clown just won a league, and now he's like your boy just came into the league first season and exposed him for the fraud that he is. So it's just like I feel bad. That was actually kind of deep. Flex, I love you.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up, man.
Yeah, that's
kind of fucked up.
Now, Lex had a busy week, and this dude prepped for Lapras, and fair enough. Trick Room and dude, I swear we're back in this format. This is the format where you just threw a weakness policy on anything and Dynamaxed it, and it did some things like weakness policy Runerigus.
That
like,
thing went crazy.
Dynamax and just throw. Yeah, dude, just throw a friggin' weakness policy on a Dynamax mon, and you have a shot. Honestly, like. Well, I mean, you don't really prep for that, and it's really bad against Lapras. So, like, fair play to your boy. I mean, other than Lapras, Wex's team really loses to ground types.
Yeah.
So
I gotta give credit
You
to
know.
Clang though too as well. I think.
yeah, very true. Very true. But yeah, I mean, this kind of happened very quickly. I really don't have too much to say about it other than Wex kind of just didn't have time to prep, man. I mean, I feel like an adjustment he could have made if he had, like, I don't know, I feel like the Ralladon would have been really good because, like, it ignores Clefable's redirection, and it could really, I mean, as much as it ignores the Clefable redirection, you kind of want the Ralladon to take out the Clefable, so, like...
Duraludon as a lead, you mean, right?
Yeah, like a Dynamax Duraludon, I think would have really threatened his team, especially with no, like, Cinderace or anything. Like, Duraludon looked really good here, so... Like, it's just, like, I think he could run, like, Max Quake or something in the Kling Clang. Like, even, like, fake it. Like, the Ralladon, Raichu lead, I think would have been really good.
Yeah, but he was double protecting every turn. Or, like the first turn of both games, he just double protected to avoid the fake out usage.
Yeah, which is fair enough.
Yeah.
But it still would have hindered him from getting up Trick Room, I think, a little bit. Just because you can really threaten the Kling Clang with some damage.
Because, like, even if you do that, like, even if it's Focus Sash, you could just straight up hit into it, break the sash.
You still get the special defense boost and the break the sash through the protect. Yeah,
exactly. So that would have been very, very clutch. And then you can't set the Trick Room, and then Runerigus isn't as good as it could be. And then you can just, like, stab Steel Spike into the Runerigus or whatever else it brings in and try to boost your defenses and try to live that way. I think that probably would have been a better play, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, Kling Clang just kind of came crazy with the Trick Room setup, so I mean, if not Kling Clang, then maybe Clefable had it. I'm not sure. But Grapploct also, shout out to Grapploct for being clutch, especially in game 2.
I think Wex said he thought it was banded, and it was just click in close combat for days. That is actually a big threat into Lapras and Duraludon, so, just another shout out to your boy for prepping really well.
He prepped super well. He wasn't scared of Wex team at all.
Yeah, man. He actually, like, gave Wex, like, a huge, like, he was like, I think you have, like, the best drafted team. Like, we said that before the league started that Wex had the best drafted team, but he was like, dude, fair play. Like, you were the best drafted team in the league. It was really hard to prep for, and he still did really well. So, shouts out. Like, he beat Wex with a Runarigus in front of a Lapras and potential Ludicolo. So, like, just honestly great execution from his part. And he stays undefeated, man. New coach is OP. OP.
Maybe we're just not good enough.
Yeah, we've fallen off, bro. Jesus
off,
Christ.
guys. New blood's going
Down
crazy.
tremendous, man. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Well, luckily for Wex, he has an easy matchup next week, so we can transition into that, I guess.
Wait, fuck you. No, because I just realized that you're. No,
Yeah, I realized that.
Continue, I was waiting for you.
No. It's not easy. It's gonna be hard for him. He's not gonna be able to do anything.
Dude, you're really gonna do Wex like that when he's like going through a lot of stuff, busy at work and stuff? You're really gonna just do that to him?
Ooh, I'm Wex. I'm busy with work. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Do you think I give a fuck? I think I give a fuck because I don't.
Yeah, I love those videos. Do I look like I give a fuck? Do I look like I give a fuck? Because I don't.
I don't. Nah, like, I have a plan. I have an idea.
Damn, you already been planning?
Yeah. I have some ideas for what I
okay.
think could be pretty useful against this team.
Blastoise
So
Cell
I'm
Smash
not gonna
over
spoil the
again?
beans too much. Maybe.
Blastoise gets all 8 kills this week. Kills Lapras somehow.
Dude, that'd be fucking awesome. But no. I don't think that's gonna happen. I think.
Now I water absorb Lapras, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Blastoise?
I have some ideas as to what I want to do. So we'll see if that works out for me. That's like the $1 million question is that going to work out? And I mean, we'll see. It could be a really, really good match for me, or it could be really, really bad.
Do you want to go down the list? Or do you want to just start our predictions with you and Wax?
We can go down. We should go down the list and then finish with me and Wax. I think
Okay.
That works. All right. So first up for our predictions for Week 5 is myself versus Gummy.
U2O. Gummy's had a bad season so far. He's been
Oh,
unlucky, I
dude.
understand, but I don't think he's gonna right the ship on this one. Unfortunately,
I agree with
2-0.
Justin. Gummy's just cursed this season.
Oh man, I really don't want to do it to him. I feel bad almost, but I do hope I prep well and can get the 2-0 victory as well. So we're saying a 2-0 sweep. I don't like this pressure, man. I don't like this pressure. Gummy brings some shit and it works against me. I don't like it.
Les Robert's gonna prep him like
I'm not as confident in
The
this
Robert
2-0,
prep.
but we're gonna do our best. Yeah, dude. If Rooster comes out of retirement and fucking preps this dude, I'm quitting the league. I'm actually quitting the league.
That'd be so awesome.
Yeah, if you guys want me out of the league, just have Rooster prep Gummy. That's all it's gonna
If
take.
Rooster's helping, it's gonna be a 2-0 Gummy.
I'm gonna be so sad, dude.
Yeah, I mean, if that happens, just GG.
Yeah,
Give it to him,
man.
Can the trucks not go like very loud up? I don't know if you can. hear
Yeah, I
that.
can't.
I mean, you
Hope
do
not.
live on like somewhat of a main road, so I mean, it's to be
Can't hear
expected.
him.
Yeah, but they're like being loud. Can we just not have that? That'd be awesome.
All right. Next, we got Mao versus Ryder.
Sorry, Mao,
Yeah.
2-0 Ryder. I feel like it's hard to go against Ryder here. I mean, he just kind of stomps a lot of people, including myself and you, Kevin.
Probably
So,
me next week. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
I feel like it's always a safe bet to say 2-0 Ryder or 2-1 Ryder.
Oh,
You know what?
let's digest the matchup a little bit, shall we, rather than just throw Mao under the bus.
I'm not throwing him under the bus. I'm just saying, like, it's Ryder. I mean, the dude's won the league multiple
I
times.
mean, Mao does have a Primarina. It's not.
It's like
what?
a Bisharp though.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got. Oh, I mean, it's not weak to steel. It's not weak to steel.
Mm.
It is neutral.
Yes, that's true.
It is neutral. Yeah. 2-0 Ryder.
Mao
2-0
has some
Ryder, 2-0.
checks to
Yeah.
Riders, but like Riders is built different, It's like I can't say not 2-0 Rider.
Ryder does like to lose game 1.
Sometimes he
And,
might just be
and
throwing
then
game one
win.
sometimes for like a morale boost.
Bro, he throws on purpose for info,
To
I swear to
crush
God.
people morale.
He doesn't send out his strategy game 1. Although he did against you. He went straight for the fucking string shot. Like who does that? Name one other person that brings string shot.
I didn't even know that thing got strings.
Bro, I think it gets sticky webs too. I think that's why people run it in singles.
It's not a fucking.
What bug is this thing breeding with, bro? What bug is breeding with? Justin, who you breeding with, bro? Who Sniffles breeding with? I guess.
Bro, Sniffles. If Sniffles anything like me, is breeding with everything that breathes. I'm telling you right now, there is nothing that is off limits. You are down bad, and you're getting whatever
categories.
Yeah.
It's sniffing up all hands.
Bro, I'm breeding with all bugs like a May drive. Like literally, it's all happening.
What bug tickles your fancy though? That's the question. Like
probably Cricketune, because you can get it far up there.
Cricketune, bro. Cricketune be moaning the right way.
What the hell?
Bro, he'd be like, and I'll just be like,
oh god damn it. I don't even think Cricketune gets webs or anything. So yeah.
I didn't pick an attractive. Is there an attractive bug? Maybe Lunatus,
it's a couple.
Right? That's grass fighting, isn't
it? What did you say?
Ramosa. Got those legs.
We can move on.
Yeah, fair. I think Lurantis is not even a bug type, so you just memed yourself really hard.
It's grass fighting, isn't it?
No, that was in Radical Red. I think it's just pure grass type.
Vespiquen. It's a queen.
Ooh.
That is a whole queen.
She got some holes.
Moving on.
That caught me off guard.
Bro, that honey probably sticky as hell. You think that's not an interesting way?
I'm moving on.
Some back shots, I guess.
All right.
Bro,
Swamp already played.
Give me Shuckle.
Huh?
Shuckle can suckle for a buckle. That's what I'm saying.
You ever seen the Family Guy episode? Family Guy episode where Quagmire says he's into all kinds of things. He's in the turtle shell with the turtle. You ever seen that?
That rap, man.
That's Justin the Shuckle.
Bro, Shuckle looks like it would just devour. You know, it probably gives. It doesn't look like it has teeth, so that's all I'm saying.
It's gonna wrap you up
and it got that long,
neck. Going.
Exactly, dude. Shuckle used Lick. I use Encore. It's game over, bro. It's game over.
All right. Moving on swiftly. Yes. Moving on swiftly. Quartz and Swamp already played. So we got Master Riolu versus Griffin. Riolu, what are we saying?
I'm saying 2-1. Always go 2-1. I don't think I had like a 2-0 yet.
Every one of your games this year has won the 3 sets.
Yeah, so I'm saying 2-1 for myself. I think I have a favorable matchup here.
You know, I'm gonna say 2-1 as well, just because you're confident in that. And also, if every single one of your games is going 3, then I'm just gonna say it's gonna go 3. You know, why hop off the train now?
I appreciate it.
I think Riolu's gonna hop off the train this week. I'm gonna say 2-0
Riolu. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I think the Trick Room is gonna. I mean, he does have some, like, you know, he's got the Gastro. If Colossal doesn't get Steam Engine, you know, it is good in Trick Room, but I don't know. I think you got the sauce this week.
I appreciate it.
I'm gonna say Riolu 2-0. This man that you're prepping with, we're gonna be. They're pulling out some heat week to week, man. It's a threat. I don't think Griffin's gonna know what's gonna hit him, bro. So.
He's the one that wanted to keep bringing it.
Oh, jeez, man. So yeah, all right. Next we got Will versus Mac. Both coaches in a little rough patch. What we saying for this week? Well, what's the matchup saying? Yeah. I mean, Snorlax is looking pretty decent here. I mean, man does have a Lucario, but I think Snorlax does look really good here.
The Lucario is just kind of saying, bring that Snorlax, I dare you, you know?
I mean, he can't really run beat up because he has Clefairy, so that's kind of out of the question. I mean, it's immune to Ghost, and it runs. You could run Thick Fat. That deals with Shandy. I mean, Horse could stall him out pretty well, but if you do get off the belly drum with Snorlax here, I think it's pretty good.
There's a lot of things. I don't know. There's a lot of things that can mess up with Horse. I mean, you have Appleton, you have Seismitoad, and Pelipper. but like all these things are gonna hit like a truck against it, and it's not going into the defense. It's going into the special defense specifically, unless you're Seismitoad and you want to go physical, which makes sense. But yeah, it's just I don't think Horse has that good of a matchup here, if I'm being completely honest.
So you're saying Mac has the matchup like favoritism?
I think so. I think if you can get off a belly drum and then just max and try to get rid of that Whimsicott as quickly as possible, right? He has Whimsicott, right?
He has Whimsicott.
Yes.
Yeah.
Will has, yeah.
If you can get rid of that Whimsicott as quickly as you possibly can, I think you're in a really, really good spot. And then obviously you want to make sure that Lucario isn't doing anything either. So, I mean, that being said, Lucario is a giant threat to this team.
Oh, and, well, I think the Rain Core looks really good here as well. Like, Seismitoad handles Lucario with ground and water's neutral. It handles Chandelure. It handles Mudsdale. Like, Will's gonna need Tailwind to keep up with the rain with Seismitoad, I think. So I'll be very interested to see how the Tailwind matches up into the rain. So, dude, Mac does look like he has the upper hand here. But I think I'm going to go 2-1 Will. I think Will might out-prep him, but it's going to be close.
Lucario literally just counters, like, everything he would go for. Lucario's got, like, killer coverage. Even if he goes for rain, just Thunder Punch Lucario, you know?
I would say what looks could look pretty solid is any sort of weakness policy proc from a Mr. Mime Galar into Drifblim or Appleton. I think that could be something that is, worth looking into. Specifically the Appleton, because that would resist anything Lucario really wants to do, and it would be able to hit like Mudsdale. It gets stick fat, so it doesn't really get super effectively hit by Chandelure. Because if you look at his team, there's no ice type except for a Cloyster Icicle Spear, and even then that doesn't want to stay in because it's going to get hit by an Appleton, and that's going to hurt. It's going to do damage. So
that's a good point.
That could be something that he looks into if he wants to set up a Trick Room with a Orbeetle and then go ahead and sweep with Appleton. I think that could be something that is worthy of looking into, but we'll see what he decides he wants to do. Yeah. I think that would be probably his best play, if I'm being completely honest. As long as Whimsicott doesn't run like Moonblast, I think he should be in a good spot.
So what are we saying?
So I'm still gonna say 2-1 Will, but I think Mac definitely has an angle to set up and win here. I think even Clang, I'm pretty sure Clang gets Trick Room, so you get that.
His Trick Room setters are Orbeetle and Clang.
Yeah, and Mr. Mime Galar, I think, gets it.
I think you're right. Yeah, he does have a decent bit of oddball Trick Room setters. I think Orbeetle is underrated, definitely in C tier. Like, when we were prepping, I was having a lot of fun with Orbeetle.
Dude, this thing is it's so tanky. It just takes everything.
It is a bulky boy.
Yeah, and by the time you're able to actually get rid of it, if you do it the way we were doing it, it's okay, well now you get a free switch into whatever you want. It's oh, that's no bueno. So if Mac plays it right and he preps with the right stuff, I think he has a good chance. But I'm gonna go with Will and say 2-1.
Yeah, I think that's what's been hurting Mac this season. The dude is, we've made fun of him a lot for his age. And the dude's a whole ass dad, so it is hard to find time when you got a little one running around. So I think that is hindering him a little bit, and that's why I think I'm gonna go 2-1 Will. He just might have a little more.
Yeah, I'm going 2-1 Will as well. Will's been increasingly get better at once. He beat me in PDL. So I really respect Will's as a player. So good with him.
Yeah, I think Will, if he builds his team properly, run min speed Mudsdale and all that. He builds it right. He puts himself in a good chance for success. All right, we got 2 more. We got Germ, who hasn't won yet, versus Denver Numels, your boy, who hasn't lost yet. So
I think this one should be pretty quick. No offense to Germ, but it's not looking good on paper. 2-0 Denver.
Yeah, Blastoise and Cinderace look like they kind of go off this week. Specifically Blastoise. He's going to have to run Decidueye, and then even if he runs Decidueye, the man could just go Cinderace.
And get either Pyro Balled or Sucker Punched.
Yeah, it's not looking too great for... he could run the Flapple with the Hustle next to Togekiss, maybe. That could put in some work.
But then you have Blastoise with Ice Beam just going. Okay.
Yeah.
Fine with me.
Yeah, especially next to Clefable, like he doesn't have anything to ignore the redirection really, so like, Blastoise could kind of just click an ice move into Togekiss and fly. Yeah, maybe not do that, Jared. Don't listen to anything I just said. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go. Ooh, I mean, Germ's been playing all right. Like he's been bringing it to 3 games. Does it go 2-1 or is it 2-0?
I'm gonna give Germ some credit. He's gonna bring something wacky to catch him off guard. Like, I feel like the new guy is gonna like think of having played against Germ, so he's not really gonna expect anything wacky. I think Germ's gonna get 1 game.
Justin, what are you saying?
I said 2-0 Denver.
2-0 to your boy.
Yeah, I mean, your boy is just on a different level right now. And, I mean, just looking at the standings, just like on paper, I mean, Germ should not win this one. It'd be really nice if he did, because that knocks your boy down a peg. But
don't get it twisted. We're all cheering for Germ.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean,
no undefeated teams allowed, man. We all got to be on like a equal playing field.
We do not want to see an unbeaten team. That is not what we want to be looking for. So, we're always going to be like rooting for, like, obviously logistically speaking, I think Denver's going to win, but obviously I really want Germ to win. Get those 3 points. I'd like it to be a 2-0. Get those 3 points. Put himself in a better position to make playoffs.
All right, and finally, our potential game of the week.
Me 2-0, baby. It's me 2-0. It's not even up for debate. Battle. We shouldn't even talk about it because it's me 2-0, right, guys?
We got Sniffles versus Down Bad Lexi.
It's 2-0 me, right, guys? Guys?
Normally, I would like to back the co-hosts when they're playing their matches, but I gotta look into it. Let me see what's going on here. Let's analyze the situation. You guys are thankfully right next to each other on the dock, so this should be quite easy to analyze.
It's the battle of the water types here, bro.
Ooh, it is. It do be. I think Quagsire looks pretty cool here. Wex does love a ground weakness. Definitely has some answers for Quagsire. Lapras and screens is going to be interesting. How you deal with the screens. I don't know, really. What you
honestly, I think 2-1 Justin. I don't think Wex just gonna have the time to prep for this matchup. Honestly,
you damn right, because he told me, I can go like Sunday late at night, and he said I'm working and closing like every day this week. So I was like,
honestly,
okay.
let me be spicy.
So I'm just gonna
let me say, because I've been talking a lot of junk about Wex. Let's do 2-0 Justin.
Let's go. This is why we love having you on this podcast, man. Honestly, we could just end it there. We know what Kevin's going to say. He's going to say 2-0 me. Guys, thank you so much.
As much as I think you were joking when you said that, I think I am going to go 2-0 you. I mean, like...
Let's go. That's what we've been waiting for.
We did bring up the important fact earlier that Wex is washed and a bum, and it was an embarrassment that he won the league. And but honestly, Alexis isn't gonna have the time to deal with the sauce you're about to bring this week. So,
Well, listen, I'll be honest though. I did help Wex win the league. Okay, I was an
How so?
I'm pretty sure I was the one prepping him, right?
I don't remember. That was a while ago.
I think because that's the season he had Yveltal, right?
No, he won last season with Whimsicott Dracovish.
Oh, then maybe I'm tripping.
You're definitely tripping. He joined the Click Buttons brigade and won the league.
Whimsicott just wins, That's just how it is. So, Will, you better win this season.
It isn't the most decorated, Shout out, who's got it? I think Quirts. Shout out Togetic. Togetic be winning champion. And Quirts is on a friggin' tear, so... Togetic wins championships. That's just it.
So I lied. I helped Ryder win because I was using a Yveltal. He was trying to use Giratina, and then I think it was Togetic. So thank you for reminding me about that. That's when we had the legendary.
Yeah, we had the one restricted.
Yeah. So I helped Ryder win. I know we were actually prepping. I was helping him prep for like hours, dude. And then we finally got a strategy that worked.
It's some
and then it worked
podcast
perfectly.
co-host you are, man. That's
What?
crazy. It's doing
He-
Wex crazy dirty.
You were helping Wex though.
I probably was. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I'm a good co-host. I'm a good co-host.
Listen,
help-
I wasn't reached out to. That's not my fault.
I mean,
reached out
let's
to,
be
right?
honest here. Who would you rather have prep you or me? Like, let's be real here.
Well, I helped prep Ryder, and then Ryder won. So I guess I have a better track record, don't I?
I don't know about
Case
that.
closed. Case closed.
I mean, it's sad that I can't even argue that.
Stick to helping Gummy. How about that?
Nah,
That seems to work for you.
I'm gonna be hopefully destroying Gummy's hopes and dreams
Jesus.
this week. So
I think you should help him out. Give him a dub. Give him a dub. You know. He
no,
deserves
I
it.
can't. I can't go down 2-3. I've worked so hard to get back up to even playing field at 2-2. I can't do it. I'm gonna go for all the air slash, all of the ally switches and air slash flinches. It's all coming this week.
Oh boy.
You're just gonna play
Oh,
with bad
coming
luck. You're
this
just gonna hack him to death.
I'm gonna turn the sliders up for my luck this
Oh
week.
jeez. There we go.
But yeah. I don't know, boys. I think that is. I think that's
that covers
everything.
it. Yeah, I think that covers everything. Riola, do you have anything else you would like to add as our valued guest
thank you
member?
for having me on. I appreciate coming on. It was a nice time.
Let's go back to the fact that this man
Yeah,
said
I mean-
redheads. That was fucking wild.
No, but like
was
that's
a curveball.
valid.
That was a curveball from that no one was expecting.
It is valid though. If here's my thing, redheads either at the bottom of the barrel or they are the cream of the crop. There's no in between. You can't just have a mediocre redhead. Like it just doesn't exist. You're either butt ass ugly or you're like goddamn. You're like drooling. You're drooling like you can't control it. Like it's bad. I'm just saying blondes are better because you really can't be an ugly blonde. I mean, compared to other, haired individuals, you can't be as ugly as them. I'm just saying, like, imagine me with black hair or
Okay,
being
Oh god, dude.
or
Yes, that's
brunette. Like
You'd
imagine
you'd be an emo anime character if you had fucking
Dude,
black hair.
I would be ugly as shit, but I have blonde
Who
hair.
you are now? Holy shit.
Hey, at least I'm talking to a girl. How many girls are you
Oh
talking
my
to,
God.
Kevin?
Bro, imagine actually hanging out with females.
That's a simp. Let's be
I
honest.
hung out with.
Right.
Bro, I was simping today. I was with her today. We got some coffee, and then I was like, oh shit, coffee doesn't sit well with me.
Yeah, and
Just
then you
sit
shit
your
your brains.
pants.
And you
Well, to be fair-
shit your brains out.
Okay, to be fair, so we went on this coffee date, right? This is definitely not anything to do with NDA, but I'm gonna talk about it anyway
This
because
man's trying to flex on us real quick.
just a little flex. No, so I did not eat very well yesterday, and I should have, but I had
No one
spicy-
ate well yesterday, bro.
I had 2 spicy chicken sandwiches from Popeyes for dinner.
On
Probably
4th of
not.
July, you had
Well,
Popeyes, bro? What the?
because no one was home. My dad was at work, and my mom and my sister were at we're down the shore, so we're having our meal today for 4th of July because everyone's home. Anyway, so I had 2 spicy
Jesus,
chicken
you're an
sandwiches from
asshole, man.
Popeyes. Did not sit well with me. I woke up this morning, and I shat 3 times. Counted 3 times, and then I left. Drank coffee.
You drank some
and I was
coffee on
like,
top
"Uh-oh."
of that?
Yeah, no, I drank coffee today because I was like, fuck it, we ball, because I wanted to not be a pussy and like get decaf. And then I ended up regretting it wholly because we went out and we walked and this place, it was like Batstow Park or whatever. It's someplace in South Jersey. It's like an old, like abandoned, like settlement from like olden times, whatever. And we were walking through there. I just felt like worse and worse. I was starting to get sunburnt. I was dehydrated, and the coffee was like running through me. So we got to like a diner, and I like shat for like 20 minutes, which is probably hella
Lee,
awkward
what
for
the
her.
hell?
Oh, the phone!
Oh, the phone. But like,
You left her at a table for 20
God
minutes in a
damn.
diner?
I had, dude, I did like 2 Sudoku puzzles on my phone because I didn't get any reception. I was so bored. I finished 2. And I was like, damn, these are pretty good times. And I checked the times, and I did both in like, I was like 9 minutes. I was like, god damn. So I was like, all right, I gotta like really focus here. So I was straining pretty hard. I'm surprised it didn't pop a blood vessel, but I went back, and yeah, and I was just like, I was in the car. I was just like, do not feel good. I felt like nauseous and shit like that. I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna go home after like a little bit. She's like trying to have conversation with me too, and I'm just sitting there just like,
Get me
like,
the fuck home.
yeah, I was just like, I am not feeling good at all. I felt like absolute shit. Turns out I was just dehydrated. I drank like 2 waters when I got home, and then like after like 30 minutes, I was like, oh, I'm perfectly fine. So, yeah, that was my day. I took a shit when I got back too. So that's 5 shits for me
See a
today.
doctor, goddamn.
In case you guys
Is
are curious.
is that a new record?
I mean, fucking talking
Oh
shit
god,
today.
I don't.
Bro, clearly you do not know me.
Eating straight
Okay?
bran flakes?
I have. No.
No, it's the
like
dairy
orange
products
juice?
that do him dirty. Bro.
Yeah. No, the dairy products, dude. I had something. Oh, I had pizza. I had 2 slices of pizza like last night on top of the. Yeah, so it wasn't.
You
it wasn't
had 2.
great.
Wait. You had
It was
2.
good pizza. It
You
was
had
good.
2 spicy chicken sandwiches and 2 slices of pizza in the same day, and followed it up with some coffee.
Bro, it was good
Yeah,
because
what
it
the
was.
hell?
But
What is that
probably
diet,
like-
homie?
Oh, okay, so it was bad because there is. So I don't do good with garlic, and there was a lot of garlic on it on the pizza, and it was cheese, and I don't do good with cheese. So I kind of just screwed myself over. I understand that now, but
Have
like
you
it
guys seen,
tasted
like,
really
Wrigley
good.
Show?
I
It's a fucking. It's
I
an
haven't
episode
watched
with,
it,
like,
but I am
Rigby.
familiar.
He's eating junk and he just became like a fucking blob. That's what Justin's about to be.
no,
No, stop
because
it.
he-
I checked
because
my
he-
weight this morning. Wasn't
it's
good.
because he shit it all out, so he's fine.
No, that is true. I do be spending most of my days on the toilet after I eat like awful. So
Bro, what about
Hey.
tonight? You're gonna have some burgers and follow it up with some like cake or ice cream, bro. You're
no,
gonna
I
be.
couldn't even, dude. I couldn't even have burgers tonight because my mom was like, "I don't want burgers." So guess what? Now I'm having this like, it's good. It's like this good pasta salad that she makes, and then what else do we have?
Get a
I don't
damn
even
salad.
know. But it's not even burgers, bro. Yo, I ain't that fat.
That's what it sounded like. Your body
Ain't that
just
fat.
needs
It's
to eat a
like-
salad. Eat something green. Lettuce does not count on the
Bro, I have
sandwich.
broccoli. I eat broccoli like almost
With like
every
cheese
day.
on it?
I didn't eat it today though because I haven't really ate that much.
Yeah, with
No.
cheese on it. So
No. No, I just put hot sauce on it. It's
Lord.
good.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
No, I
Oh, you're
thought I was the
canceled, bro.
black
You're
guy here.
canceled.
What? No, it tastes good.
You're
Nah,
canceled, bro.
You guys are tripping. Anyway, thank you guys for joining us for the NDA podcast
Yeah.
because that's all Pokemon related. Yeah, that wraps things up for
Yep.
for us.
Okay.
I can't speak.
English
dude.
is hard. Thanks for
Yeah.
joining us, Riolu. I'm glad you were able to join us today. And yeah, that's it for me. Justin, send us out. Peace.
All right. We will catch you guys on the NDA podcast next week, where hopefully we can get Wex back if he cares about us, which he doesn't. And we'll go over week 5 replays and then make more week 6 predictions. And I'll probably talk about my dietary problems once more. All right. All right, that's me signing off. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Riolu, for joining us and being an awesome guest. I really do appreciate you coming on here and talking to us. It's always a pleasure,
Welcome.
my friend. And yeah, and until next time, see you guys later. Peace.